Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Here we are back and ready to chat. How is everybody today? Say hi, say hello. Let us know where you're watching from, what you're working on. For those of you who don't know, my name is Katelyn, as it says across the bottom. I'm here from crochet.com. I actually do the influencers and affiliates, but this has been part of my job. And so I get to come on here and show you some of our wonderful affiliates and designers that we work with, things that they're doing, new products from us, all kinds of fun things. And we're here with another wonderful new book to share with you from one of our favorite designers that we get to work with for yarn support on books. Why did I not get a notification about Instagram? Okay, there we are. Let me click. Okay, we're there. Hi, everybody. We have somebody from Colorado, very chilly here. Hi from Pakistan. Hi. It's great to see you all. Hi, Julia. Great to have you. Again, you can say hi, hello, put any questions in the chat. We'll do our best to answer them as quickly as possible or before the end. I think that's all the housekeeping. Let's bring in our guest. I am so excited that I get to chat today with Lee of Coco Crochet. Lee, hi, Lee.
Hi, guys. Hi, Katelyn. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been a little while since we've got to chat, but it's totally worth it for what we get to talk about today. I'm super excited. I know everybody's going to love these new books that you have coming out. You've been like on a book roll, I guess you could say. All these wonderful books that you've been coming out with.
It's been really fun. So what happened was I started working with a few editors for some of my first books, and we had such a great working relationship that they keep asking me to come back and do, another, how about this one? And then how about this one? But then specifically at Insight Editions, they have different departments. So their lifestyle department is separate from, say, their video game department. So then they hear about me from lifestyle and they're like, oh, we have some video game books for you. So it's just been, it's been really great because it's something that I really enjoy doing, and it's really fun for me.
Yeah, I've loved them. There's been so many lately, and we get to share a new one today. So there's a book we're going to talk about, and then we're going to talk about a second book that actually launched yesterday. So we're going to tie it all together. But so Lee has been working on this wonderful book, Crochet Your Celebrity Crush. I always have to double check how the title. And it is this fabulous book. Hold on, Lee. I'm going to bring you up full screen so they can see the book better. It is this collection. Remind me, how many different dolls are in this book?
So there are 15 crushes in the book, and then there are just dozens of patterns about, the boots, the shirts, the different, jackets. And so you can customize and make your own crush. So in the step-by-step photos, to kind of emphasize the point, I made my crush, which is my husband, Sean.
Oh, so, I love it.
That's my husband, Sean. So although it is about specific crushes, and there's lots of facts and really like fun things about each of the specific crushes in the book, you can make your own crush with all of the patterns that are in the book.
I love it. Okay, so I have to just ask, how hard was this to design? I mean, it's one thing to like design your husband, right? Because yes, people know him. Yes, we can all, whatever. But these are like famous people that you're trying to emulate through crochet. Tell us about that process and what that was like.
So it's actually kind of a fun game that I made up. This book is dedicated to 4 people. And here's a picture of more of the crushes. But this book is dedicated to 4 people in my life, because when I do these projects, I can't really like talk about it online. They have to be, they go on for about a year ahead. So I was working on this about a year ago. And so I messaged my husband's identical twin, Shane, my mom, and 2 of my friends, and asked them to guess the crush. So when I was finished with the doll, I would take a picture and I'd be like, okay, Shane, you're up. Like, let's guess. And it was really just like a comical game, and it kept it really fun because, like, Shane might not be very familiar with all of the handsome men out there. And my mom is a little bit older, so she doesn't know some of the younger people. So the book is dedicated to the 4 of them. And the dedication says, and mom, you tried. At least you tried.
I love it. I
So
love it.
it was really fun. And through that process, I was able to like make some tweaks. If they said like, I don't recognize this person at all, then you can try and,
Right.
sorry, my cat is trying to nuzzle against the tripod.
Oh,
Being a little, um, so in that kind of process of showing it to those four people, I was able to make changes and try and make them look as close as possible to the characters that they're supposed to be.
right.
And some of them are really, really successful, and then some of them are a little bit harder to kind of capture because, you know, um, some people just look like other people, if that makes
Right.
sense.
Right.
Like a Ryan Gosling and a Ryan Reynolds in a doll.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
they would kind of like they would kind of overlap. There would be some overlap on that one. So
Yeah.
we tried to pick interesting people with like different features or at least like
Right.
different styles to
Right.
kind of make them stand out.
So what part of probably the face, really that's what it is making them different. What part of the face or hair or whatever did you find that really kind of distinguished the crushes between each other? Like, was there something you were like, oh, I know that if I change this, it's definitely going to look like somebody, or any kind of things like that in your design
Yeah.
process?
So for example, like you can see on the cover, there's all of these crushes and like Keanu Reeves has a really like he just has like a certain look about him with his facial hair. And even Jason Momoa, like you can tell that's Jason Momoa right away.
Yeah.
And it's just about the placement of their facial hair and the colors that you choose. And then with other dolls like Pedro Pascal, it's more about his outfit. Idris
Mhm.
Elba is in the back there. He looks amazing. I think it looks exactly like him. And
Yeah.
then there's Lenny Kravitz with his giant scarf. Do you remember
Yeah.
that Lenny Kravitz meme with the giant scarf?
Yeah.
so so again, like some of them are about the clothes, and then some of them are
Mhm.
about like the actual features. So like their hair and their beard and that combination of colors to
Right.
make them really stand out. One of my favorite dolls of all of them is this fellow right here. It's Chudi Gatwa, and he was the most recent Doctor on Doctor Who.
Okay.
And he's amazing. Was one of the Kens in the Barbie movie, and
Okay.
he has the most incredible smile. So he was one of my favorite to make, and I just think he stands out really well because of his huge grin. He's
Yeah.
adorable.
So how did you pick who were going to be the crushes? Was that something that the publisher told you, or you had the opportunity to give feedback, or how did that work?
It was a bit of a team effort. So I put forward a few names that I thought would be a good idea, like Judy Gatwa and Jonathan Van Ness and Keanu Reeves and Pedro Pascal, like all of those ones. And then the editorial team did a poll in the office
Mm,
between all of their staff, and they were able to choose some too. And so it's a really good mix. It's a good mix of people for sure.
I love it. So I know in some of your past books, you've brought in like guest designers to help with the different projects. For this book, do you have guest designers that did some of the crushes, or you did all of them?
No, they're all done by me. So yeah, they're all my projects, and it is really fun to have the guest designers come in and help.
Yeah.
And it usually happens on the books that have like a ton of patterns,
Mhm.
like 21 plus patterns, and this one has 15. So I was able to handle it on my own, which was actually it was nice. It was fun.
Yeah. We should say that the crushes do use a fingering weight yarn. They're using
Yeah.
palette yarn, which is amazing and
Yeah.
has so many different colors that you can pick from. So when it comes down to things, I know you've done garments, you've done blankets, you've done all different types of things. In comparison, what kind of time commitment are we talking about to make one of these crushes? Are we talking like a blanket's worth of time, or are we talking like a shawl's worth of time, or something along those lines, just to give people an understanding if they haven't done it before?
So this book is definitely for people that are looking to make like a piece that you're going to keep forever. It's not like you're not going to make like a whole bunch of these crushes really quickly. They're more of like a time-consuming art piece.
Yeah.
So I am actually working on a sequel right now, which I can tell you about to this book, and I'm creating 15 new dolls, and it is time consuming, but it's definitely worth it because the details really just make the dolls that much more special, and it's one of those things where you put the time into it, and it comes out completely amazing in the end.
Love it. But so there would be enough time if they grab the book now that they could like make something for the holiday for
Oh, yeah.
whoever they would want to gift it
Yeah,
to.
absolutely. For sure. Yeah, that's a great idea to make somebody a Pedro Pascal for Christmas or a
I
Keanu.
love it. I just put the link in over here on Facebook and YouTube. If you're on Instagram, you can just head over to the crochet.com website and look under books in the top navigation. But I put the link in here. It's going to take you to all of our new books. And that might be a great time because when they go to look at that, they're not only going to see the Celebrity Crush book, but they're also going to see your other new book, which is
Yeah.
Disney Villains, which is
Yes.
so amazing.
Yes, I'm really excited. Disney Villains came out yesterday officially. I don't have a physical copy of the book, but if you go to the We Crochet website, you can see the cover. On the cover, it's Ursula, Jafar, and Scar. And inside the book, there's about 20 something villains. There's a lot of villains.
Wow.
And they're all amazing. And working with Disney was probably the coolest project that I've ever done. I definitely cried. I got the offer and then I wept because I have these like really vivid memories of, my brother and I got the clamshell VHS copy of The Lion King and we
Yeah.
watched it on repeat over and over and over.
Yep.
So I was making Scar and I'm designing, the official Disney crochet version of Scar. Like this is the guy.
Yeah.
And I'm just weeping, like just like crying.
That is
It was so
so
cute.
amazing. I really
Yeah,
think you need to like go to Disney with your characters and like do little videos with them. They
I
should
would
like
love
send you down
that.
there and like
Yes.
hook you up with everything.
Oh man, I haven't been to Disney in quite a few years. I live
Yeah.
on the east side of Canada at the coast in Halifax, so I'm quite far away.
Yeah.
But we plan on making our way back there sometime, and
I
I'll
love
bring all of my Disney villains with me.
Yeah. Aren't they doing a Disney Villains section of the park or am I making that up? I swear I heard that, but
I know that they do like a Halloween, like Disney villains themed Halloween celebration every year. And so actually one of the guest designers in the book, her name is Nicole from Woven Tales Designs. I hope I got that
Mhm.
right. And she designed from The Princess and the Frog, Dr. Facilier. And
Yeah.
she was actually a Disney dancer at the
Oh,
parks.
cool.
So she danced with all of the villains.
That's
So yeah,
awesome.
so then she got a chance to design for the book and she was geeking out. So we
Yeah.
were just the designers that helped out with this book this time, we all just like really, really enjoyed the process. It was really fun.
I love it. I love it. I love it
Yeah.
so much. It's so great too because I think the villains book is neat because yes, we're always so focused on like the princesses and
Yeah.
the main characters of the stories. And so this is a really great way to shine that light on some of the other characters that we still
Yeah.
love in their own way through the story. And without them, you don't have the story anymore. So I think it's so
Exactly.
great. Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of them have, the redeeming qualities anyway. Like Oogie Boogie is bad, but he's also Oogie Boogie on my shirt. He's also, adorable and you wouldn't have
Right.
Halloween without him, right? So
Right.
there's
Um,
there's a lot of really good ones.
Yeah, I love it. Mel said that she is a Disney adult and they are making Villains Land. So I
Oh
don't
wow.
know when that's coming out or whatever, but you definitely have to be there and Disney better get you there to have all of
Yes.
the characters in Villain Land.
Oh man, that would be so cool. I would love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so any other tips and tricks or things that people should think about as they go ahead and start to make these projects? I mean, yes, grab the book, get it now so that you have it. And as you kind of work through, what are the tips and tricks for making these particular pieces, whether it's the crushes or the villains that are going to help make things successful?
I would actually say, and it's not even just because I'm speaking to you and it's about We Crochet, but the colors of the yarn specifically are really important to these characters, and Disney approved all of the colors that we used. So when Disney said that green is Oogie Boogie, they mean it, like that green, you should really grab that green because
Right.
that's the color that Oogie Boogie is supposed to be. So Disney had a hand in approving all of the yarn that we used for the book and approved all the designs. And so, it's kind of neat to have their input on the
Yeah.
characters and the colors, and all of that yarn is available. We use really accessible yarn. So it's for Crochet Your Celebrity Crush, it's all We Crochet palette yarn, the whole book. But for
Mhm.
Disney Villains, it's a mixture of different We Crochet yarns and some Lion Brand yarn, which We Crochet also carries online. So really accessible yarns. Just the colors are listed in the book, and I highly recommend grabbing those specific colors to make your characters just, exactly what they were intended to be.
Yeah, and I think too, like, that's a great point for both of these. A lot of times you can mix and match colors and kind of bring in whatever you want, but when we're talking about we're making a specific person or a specific character, color
Yeah,
is so important, and I know we had to go back and forth a couple times on some of the colors. "Oh, this one's not perfect. Let's try this one,"
yeah,
just to get it just right. So,
yeah,
yeah, make sure
yeah,
you grab that color that they're calling for because then it'll turn out just right.
exactly.
Yeah. I know you wanted to tease a little bit something else exciting that you have coming up. I don't know if you want to talk about that now and kind of
Yes.
let people in on the secret.
I haven't announced it yet, so this is kind of a sneak announcement, a sneak peek to the announcement. But I am going to be hosting a retreat next year in Portugal. It's called the Crochet Hook and Book Retreat. It is a week-long stay at a boutique hotel in Portugal with me and some special guests. And we are going to be learning some different projects, including Ursula from the Disney Villains book. You'll receive a signed copy of Disney Villains along with a swag bag filled with incredible things, including some unreleased, yet to be released frills crochet hooks. And then we're also going to be exploring Portugal. So there's going to be some excursions, going to castles, and all kinds of different things like exploring the town. The boutique hotel is quite small, so the spaces are limited. So if that's something that you're interested in doing, going to an all-inclusive aside from your flight, everything else is included. So food and accommodations and the excursions, everything is included aside from the flight. And I'll be announcing that this week on Instagram.
That's amazing. And so that's not till is that 2026 that you're doing
Yeah.
it?
Yep.
Yeah. So you'll have plenty of time to kind of figure things out, but that is so exciting. I'm loving
Yes.
all of the retreats and where people are going. And,
Yeah.
in the past, whatever. In the past, it was always just like local retreats, in a convention center type of thing. And now we're really making it an experience with these
Yeah.
retreats. And we get to just go vacation with like-minded people who enjoy the same things that we do and
Yeah.
whatever. 'Cause I don't know about you, but when we go on vacation, yes, I can get my family to go to a yarn store if I want to, but it's not without, okay, well, how long are we going to be there? And then what are we doing next?
Right. Yeah. This is going to be really fun because it's about the books that I've been doing. So if you're interested in crochet books in general, or if you're interested in getting into the profession of making books yourself, if you're an artist, it's a great time to have some one-on-one conversations and really pick the brains of the people attending, including myself, and also learn some things from the different experiences that I have from doing all of these books and making these projects. So it's going to be really, really fun, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I love it. That's so exciting, and what a great place to, like, go and get to, be in and have all this fun, so I think that's great, and again, if you missed it, it is going to have the Disney Villains book included with it,
Yeah.
and one of the classes will be to make the Ursula doll, so you'll be able to get all the tips and tricks from Lee herself as you're making it and you go through that class.
Yes. And thank you to We Crochet for providing all of the yarn for this excursion. We're really excited.
Yeah, yeah, you'll get the yarn too, so you
Yeah,
don't even have to bring that along with you. You can, save room in your suitcase to go home with stuff
that's what
is
I'm
what I
going to
would say.
tell the participants is make sure you leave a little bit of room because we're going to have some packed swag bags.
Yeah.
It's going to be really cool.
Yeah, I know I went to a retreat once and I was like, "Oh, I have plenty of room." Yarn squishes down. Guys, leave a lot of extra space because there's usually a lot of stuff. You find stuff, you buy stuff. It's a lot of fun to get to go and do those types of things.
Yep.
Awesome. Is there anything I missed about the books that we wanted to talk through? It doesn't look like there's any question, like we've answered the questions that have come through, but if you do have a question, go ahead and put your question through so we can get that answered for you. Just scrolling to see here. It doesn't look like hi from Georgia. There's in Calgary, Alberta. We have Italy, New Mexico. For some reason, I don't know why, but the chat is not coming up on my phone. Like that was the whole point in having my phone up, but whatever. Um, uh, sorry, I'm just scrolling. Hi from India. Because when you're on the computer, it gets like mixed in with everybody who joins and whatnot. So hold on, just scrolling. Trying to make sure I didn't miss any questions. Sorry, everybody. Okay, it looks like we got them all and everybody who's here. So yeah, a couple people have been saying, oh, we haven't seen you in a while, Lee. This is why, because she is busy with
I'm a
books.
busy girl.
Yeah.
And
And I know
you
she
know,
was,
yeah,
go
I
ahead.
did a live with Furls Crochet yesterday, and I was talking to Pam, and she asked kind of like what my day looks like, and I wake up at about 7 in the morning, and I immediately sit down and do all of my computer work. So like typing the patterns and
Yeah.
organizing these projects, you know, whatever the digital work has to be done, I do that until lunchtime, and then I eat a quick lunch with my son who comes home from school, and then I literally sit and crochet until 10 o'clock at night, and then I go to bed. So
Wow.
it's just like
You're
I
busy.
sometimes I forget that I need to show my face and tell people I'm
Yeah.
still alive. But I'm here. I'm
Yeah.
just working.
Yeah. I mean, that's such a long lead time when you're working on a book. It's no
Mhm.
joke that you're planning early, you're working on the projects early, you have to go through this whole process. And then all of a sudden it's like here and done and you get to talk about it. But also at the same time, I know you're already working on multiple other projects that are coming up. Yeah, 4 projects, everybody. And so those are all going to be coming out in 2026. So there's still going to
Yeah.
be a lot of lead to come around. It's just a little bit slower as these books trickle out, but they're all
Yeah.
really exciting.
Yeah, it's a fun job and I'm really enjoying it. I updated my Facebook page, my Coco Crochet Lee Facebook page with the covers of my released books
Yeah.
today, and it was just really cool to see them all together. And then I know in the background that there's still so many more that are
Right.
coming. So it's just
It is like, what can you talk about? What are you not supposed to talk about?
yeah.
Trying to keep it all in your brain and everything else.
Yeah, a good way to check if you're ever curious about what I'm working on is if you go on Amazon and look up my name, Lee Sartori. You can often see preview covers, like placeholder covers of books that are yet to be announced. So there
Love it.
is a little Easter egg there. There's a Nickelodeon book, and there is a video game book. And so there's a few that I haven't announced yet, but the temporary covers, the placeholder covers are up on Amazon so that the book companies can like sell their, you know, in their
Right.
distribution system.
Right. I love it. So there you go, guys. You can go find out what's coming up a little bit early. Don't forget to follow Lee on social media and everywhere else. Like, even if she's not posting all the time, it's okay. We forgive you. You're working hard, but you will be able to
I'm
find updates along the way over there. So that's a great place to follow along.
trying. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So, well, thank you for your time today and sharing with us. Thank you for taking your time to create these wonderful books for us to enjoy. I'm super excited about the Celebrity Crush book because I like too that you can take bits and pieces and you can create different crushes that you have or people in your life. Like,
Yeah.
that's such a cool aspect to the book that I love so much.
Yeah, it was really fun to work on it, and the different colors that came with all of the palette yarn were perfect for this book. It was just there were so many different skin tones that I could use, and
Right.
just an amazing range. So thank you for providing that support.
Yeah. Yeah. We love getting to work with you and seeing all the projects. So it's always fun. But thank you too to everybody for joining us live today. Don't forget, let me see, let me put the link back in here one more time for the books. You can go ahead over to the crochet.com website. In the top navigation, it says books. You can click on new. Lee's 2 books are right there. They're the first 2 on the page. So you can get the Disney villains or you can get the Crochet Your Celebrity Crush book and you can get started too, especially in time for the holidays. These are going to be great gifts for like the person you don't know what to make for them or what to get for them. You can make these really cool, either the crushes or one of the villains that they can have put on their desk, put on their shelf, all different kinds of things. So yeah, thanks everybody. We'll be back here next week, same time, same place, and have a great day, everyone. And hopefully you get some stitching time in. Thanks so much, Lee.
Thank you. Bye, guys.